It's black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh. 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 It's black and white.
Hello there, my name is Lee. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. So this year, 2025, marks 25 years of Carousel Bus. So Carousel Bus, if you're not in the know, is the main operator now in the south of Buckinghamshire, being formed in 2000 as an independent bus company and being taken over by the Go Ahead Group in 2012. So in this episode, we'll look at the history of the company, what they've done in the past 25 years, some timetables from recently in my collection, and some pictures that I took today and in the past showcasing Carousel buses. So without further ado, let's remember Carousel Bus. Here we go. 25 years of Carousel Bus. So, those who don't know Carousel Bus, they were formed all the way back in 2000, so exactly 25 years ago this year, by Steve Bird. It was an independent bus company, and they originally started as a school bus and a rail replacement operator, and they operated a number of MCW metro buses. Their first local bus route was launched all the way back in 2003, so exactly 22 years ago this year, and that was a route from Wycombe bus station to the Heathrow airport, this being the number A40, which is now Route 102. The company was taken over by Go Ahead Group in 2012, and alongside that they expanded as part of that. Most recently, Carousel have really grown massively, and the first reason was all the way back in July 2024, when Arriva announced that they will be closing the High Wycombe depot, alongside the Aylesbury depot, which both closed on the 27th of July. Carousel took over all their routes in the High Wycombe area, with other operators taking over services in the Aylesbury area. As part of that, new buses arrived. They now include E200 MMCs and E400 MMCs. The network has now grew to 69 routes and 115 buses. As well as that, they've also recently expanded into Berkshire with services to places like Windsor, Staines, Maidenhead and Reading, including, as I said, routes 37 and the 850 services, which were originally operated by Arriva, as well as extended into Windsor with the 103 and 37 service, as well as starting a service from Staines to Windsor, Route 10. As well as that, they've also started running services in Chesham and Watlington. These used to be operated by Red Rose Travel of Aylesbury, and these now use a fleet of dedicatedly YX25 E200 MMCs, who are all leased at the moment. However, they will be getting newer buses soon. There are things happening, however, for Carousel. Firstly, as I record this Sunday, there is a major service change happening, which will mean that new journey opportunities will be possible. For the past couple of years, Carousel Bus have also provided in partnership with Wycombe Wanderers Football Club to run a dedicated Wycombe Wanderers shuttle bus from High Wycombe railway station. I can confirm that this has expanded with brand new services from Tame, Maidenhead and Aylesbury also recently starting. They are also standardising their fleet. They now operate a number of E200s, originally from Plymouth City Bus and Go Cornwall Bus, also E400 MMCs that were originally with Oxford Bus Company, as well as Mercedes-Benz Lataras is also from Oxford Bus Company. They've also got a number of other vehicles as well, including ex-Thames Travel Stuff, a part of the same company that owns Carousel. And as well as that, recently a new depot area was opened at their yard on Houston Avenue in High Wycombe, which includes a workshop. So what we're going to do now in the next part is the timetables, showcasing all the timetables that I've got in my collection, showcasing Carousel. So it's now time for the timetables. So I have got 19 timetables here in this pile here, as you can see, and I'm going to show you all of them. Starting with Route 1. Now, Route 1 is one of our branded routes. This is the timetable from September 2022. I have got another one later on. These, I must add, I've done in order of age. This is the oldest I've got in my collection. As you can see, it's quite a simple style. They had this style for quite a few years, actually. So Route 1 was originally both run by Carousel and Arriva until a couple of years ago when Arriva pulled out. As you can see, the service itself is now pretty much standardised. It runs from High Wycombe, Trevise, Hazelmere, Homer Green, Amersham Hospital, and then Amersham itself, and then it splits. 1A and 1B goes via Stanley Hill, while the 1A goes straight up Station Road to get to the station. It then goes Chesham Boyces, Chesham, and the 1A, 1B go into the Pond Park Estate, while the one it goes through Lye Green, Botherden, and Hemel Hempstead. The service itself was quite simple. Every 20 minutes all day to Chesham, every hour to Hemel Hempstead on Monday to Friday. Saturday service was basically the same, and there was an hourly Sunday service from Hemel Hempstead to High Wycombe, which went by Pond Park because it wasn't on A. There was also a school bus that left, leaving High Wycombe. If I just go back to the start, leaving High Wycombe, there was a trip that left at 7 o'clock. This went via Crockmore Cross in Chesham, and the return from Hemel Hempstead was at 15:18. But that is Route 1, the Chesham services. Next up is the 41 service. Now, this is a recent addition. They took over this route a couple of years ago from Arriva. This was way before the closure of the depot in High Wycombe. And in 2023, in August, they extended the 41 service to Amersham. The service itself is a quite nice route, runs via Hazelmere, Welder Green, Prestwood, Great Missenden, up to Amersham Broadway and the railway station with an hourly service. There was no Sunday service on this route. And there's the map, as you can see, Amersham, then Little Missenden, Great Missenden, Prestwood, Great Kings Hill, Wilder End, Hazelmere, Trevise, High Wycombe. Nice and simple. So that's Route 41. Next up, we've got this timetable here from August 2023 again. This is the High Wycombe local service guide, showcasing the 8x8 Park and Ride service, 27, 28, 38, and the 39, as well as a summary timetable. So here's the map. As you can see, it shows the services up to Hazelmere and Trevise, which I've just shown you. Then you've got the 39, which was Huxford Rise at the time. 39A was Toprich Drive. You then had the 27 to Olympic Way, Reynolds Avenue, as well as the 8x8 to the Park and Ride. So the 28 to Cressex, and the 38 to Deeds Grove. Firstly, it shows the summary timetable to Langwater, which at the time was at every 15-minute service combined with a 102, 103 and 104. Then first route is the 8, which is sadly now being withdrawn. It's now Route 34. This being the Park and Ride service, and the first trips is the X8. So the X8 was a peak hour service that was direct. So towards so during the morning it was X8s, which were direct, straight via the coachway and then up to Wycombe interchange. On the way back, on the other hand, it was 8, which did go via Lincoln Road. There was no Sunday service at that time, though. There's the return, as you can see. Also merged with the 28 service, which was a route that they just launched, taken over from Red Eagle buses. This ran from Wheeler End, Stanley Green to Stoke-on-Trent a couple of times a day, as you can see, 3 times a day in this direction. Then the 27, which was a interesting service, it ran from Pheasant Drive to Maggie Wood. Sadly, this route doesn't really exist much nowadays. The 27 was actually split last year. It no longer goes to Pheasant Drive. It now only goes to Olympic Way, to Maggie Wood. Olympic Way is now served by the 34 bus. However, there was a new route, the 29, that was taken over, started to run to Pheasant Drive. That is now going to Red Eagle buses as part of the service change, which I mentioned. Then the 38 was an hourly service to Deeds, Grevin Shelley Road. Nice short route, that one there, 15-minute short trip. Then the 39 Hoxford Rise service, which sadly is now the 34 again. This runs, as you can see, hourly service throughout the day. And that's the local service guide. Now, as well as that, Carousel also run a on-demand bus service called Pick Me Up. This is the same name to the Pick Me Up system in Oxford, which was launched a couple of years ago but ceased in 2020. Pick Me Up itself, if you don't know, is an on-demand bus service, a DRT. All you do is you call or you book it on the app. You pick it up in any of the zones, so it goes up to Woburn Green, as you can see, or Flagway Heath, up to Downley, all those sort of places. It runs Monday to Friday at the moment from 7 a.m. to 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the moment. This year should be its last year. However, apparently there is rumours that they are extending this to next year for another couple of years. This uses a dedicated fleet of minibuses, RX23 minibuses. They used to have some older ones, which sadly have recently gone back to the Oxford Bus Company. Then I've also got a Christmas timetable guide. This is from December 2023. As you can see, it's a really simple style. You've got the airline timetable, even though the airline is actually run by the Oxford Bus Company. Because it goes past High Wycombe Coachway, they added it. And it also shows the 102 bus, which was also running on Boxing Day at that time. Then we got the 41 timetable again. This was just when they changed the timings on it, so there's nothing really major in that. Then we got the 275. Now the 275 is interesting. Okay, let me put this straight. At that time, the service itself, you ran all the way to High Wycombe all the time. Not anymore, it doesn't. So the route itself has since been cut back. It now only runs as far as China during the daytime, with one trip in each direction going to High Wycombe. One in the morning from High Wycombe, one back from Oxford. The service itself, for many years, this route was actually operated by Red Rose, and they used to run it really well. Carousel took it over, and they made it worse. As part of the major service change, this route is going back to Red Rose as part of it. And as you can see, it's really interesting. It's 3 times a day that will go via Betlow Ridge, but once a day it goes via Stoke-on-Trent, which is the one in the morning, which still does to this day. As you can see, the route itself is quite simple. West Wycombe, Betlow Ridge, Chinnar, Asrolit, Postcombe, Tetworth, Milton Common, Weekly, Oxford, with 1 trip a day via Stoke-on-Trent and Piddington. Next up, another local service guide. As you can see, I'm not going to really make a big thing about this. This is only a minor change. One change they did do was, I think, was on the 28th, I think they changed the 28, if I remember rightly. But yeah, it's not that major of a change for that. Then we got another local service guide. As you can see, it's a different style. So if I show the old one, it's the same bus picture as the street light. Yeah, I know. But as you can see, it's a different style. So firstly, you'll notice, where's Route 8, Lee? So Route 8 had been withdrawn. They took over Route 4. That was originally run by Arriva, as Arriva didn't really want it. So, and they renumbered the A to become the 4 and extended it to Lane End, running half hourly all day. Nowadays this is Route 34 instead. But that was the early change, as you can see. But then we've got the changes that took place in July, and with the Wycombe Bus Company guide. As you can see, it's a much bigger guide because back in July they took over the 30, 31, 32, 33. They also launched the new Route 34, which is the old Route 4, 36, 37, 37A, 37B, 38, 39, 39A, obviously still existing. But as you can see, the map, the operational reach has really expanded. They now operate service to Booker, Asda, Castleford, all sorts of places that were originally only served by Arriva. It shows about where you get your bus on the bus station. Still got the 27, 38 still existed, 30 was Downley, 31 was at the time just Penn, but now all the way to Beaconsfield. 32 was Booker to Micklefield with the 20-minute service there, and the evening 32A, and the Sunday 32A, which went a different way around Micklefield. Then the 34 Castleford Totteridge service. 34 was Lane End still, nothing different there. Then the 36, which was High Wycombe to Blackbourn Ends. It was a really interesting service because one route was the 36, round via Druid Hill and Flatwell Heath, while the 37 and 37A and 37B went a different way. They went via the London Road, while the 37, 37B went via Langwood, and the 37A went via Kingsmead Road. Since then, that's changed. All 37s now go to Kingsmead Road instead, and then up to Urban Greenbourne End. And then the 37 also extends to Cookham and Maidenhead at the time. Now all the way to Windsor. And then the 39, as you can see, still the same. And the summary timetable for the what was then called Chiltern Carousel Country. But that was the Wycombe Bus Company guide. Then we got the Carousel Country guide for South Bucks. This came out at the same time for showcasing the 102, 103, 104, 106, 107, the Amersham Slough services, and the 577, 581, 583. But this is the Carousel Country network. This also includes, I must add, Route 1. Apparently that's a Carousel Country route for some reason. But as you can see, the Carousel Country routes are the services that run all the way to Beaconsfield and into the Chilterns, hence the name. This used to be called the Chiltern Hundreds network of services. It shows where you can board your buses in High Wycombe, in Beaconsfield, in Uxbridge, Windsor, Gerrards Cross, Amersham, Slough, Langley. Then you've got the summary timetable to Beaconsfield, which, as I said, was every 15 minutes all day. And then the first route is Flightline, Route 102, the original route. Back then it was called the A40, but by now it's the 102. This runs every 30 minutes all day. It's an absolute fantastic service using E400 MMCs. And then it shows advertising for their other routes, like the airline run by Oxford Bus Company and the one service to Amersham and Chesham. Then the 103, was a hourly service at that time. This route has since been increased to half hourly, and it goes all the way to Windsor at the time. Then the X103 was a Sunday service. Now, unfortunately, as I record this route is due to get withdrawn as part of the service change. But this route didn't go via the new town in Beaconsfield. This went via the old town, the old route, as it was called. Then the 104 was the scenic route to Uxbridge via Charfont. At that time, there was no Route 105. There is now 105 now, that's starting next week. A Sunday service was also provided every 2 hours, but it was a short service. It only went to Beaconsfield with connections available to 102. Then the 106, 107 was Slough to Amersham. And then the 577 was a peak hour only service from Hazelmead to Beaconsfield. Sadly, this route no longer exists. This is now Route 131. Then the 581 was a 3 times a day service from Uxbridge to Denham. 583 is Uxbridge all the way to just outside Slough. It goes through Slough itself. 2 hourly service on that as well. And it shows the branding on the 102 Flightline route. Next up, Route 1 again. As I said, this is the newer one from September 2024. when they also launched the 1C service to Cartbridge. Sadly, this route is due to get withdrawn as part of the service change, with new route 105 taking its place. But as you can see, they had changed the style of the timetable as part of the last one. As you can see, the service was every 15 minutes all day to Chesham. It was an absolute fantastic period. A half-hourly service to Chesham on a Sunday, which is fantastic. Then we got the 850 service. Now, the 850 was the Reading service. This ran every 15 minutes at the time from High Wycombe to Marlow, Henley-on-Thames, Twyford, and up to Reading. There used to be the 800 service, but this got withdrawn. It also shows where you can board your buses in Reading and High Wycombe. Now, this one's a slightly different way because it's the title's on the other side. But as you can see, it was every 15 minutes to Henley-on-Thames, and every half an hour to Reading. As you can see, really easy service, the 850. I've actually done the 850 all the way from High Wycombe to Reading before, and it was brilliant. Then we've got the 32 again. This is just a summary timetable to show you the 32 service, which is confusing as it is. But it's just a summary timetable, as you can see, from times from Bookline to Wycombe and Mickleford and places. Then we got the other Carousel Country routes, starting the 127. This was a new route they launched last year. Early this year, in February, operating from Reading to Maidenhead. Thames Valley buses who operate the... So what you could do is, from High Wycombe, you can go to Henley-on-Thames and Reading, then change, go to Twyford, Knoll Hill, St Mark's Hospital, Maidenhead, then go back to High Wycombe on Route 37, which was fantastic. Service itself is an hourly service. On a Saturday, this route is operated by Thames Valley buses, and it's operated a different route. If I can get the other timetable out. There we go. There's the route, as you can see, same as the 850 up to Knoll Hill, and then Maidenhead to Mark's Hospital as well. But next up, 1010A. This is another new service they launched. Around the same time, actually, from Windsor to Staines. This was to replace the 305 bus operated by Bear buses. It's an hourly service, 2 hourly each, with different routes going different ways. And if you show the map, this is obviously, I believe this is a Carousel Country route. Starts in Staines, so this is the furthest you can get in Surrey, of course. Then it splits off just inside Wednesbury, and then the 10A goes for Horton, while the 10 goes for Sunnymead Station, then via Datchet, and then up to Windsor. Then we've got Borough Bus. Now, Borough Bus was a network of services in Maidenhead. This is operating around Maidenhead. These was taken over by Thames Valley buses. It shows where you can board in Maidenhead and Windsor. It also, then we've got the 33A to White Woolham and Farmers Way. You've got the number 4, Butler's Lock. 7-8 Cox Green. 7 is Woodlands Park on top of the White Thames Valley. It shows the map, shows the 37 service. There's the 4, 9, 3A, 7A, and the 52, which we'll do in a second. Then the 9, which, as I said, was Cranbrook Drive. 37, as I said, was the Carousel Country route, all the way to Windsor. And then the 52 is a new service that actually launched to Hollyport, which is on the 53 route ridden by Thames Valley. And number 127, which also had the change by them. Then we've got services in Slough and Windsor, because at that time they were actually expanding there as well. So it shows the 106, 107, also the 583 there. As you can see, 10A there, 103. They also had a new route 15, so it's where you can board in Slough, Windsor, Maidenhead and Langley. Then we've got 10A again. Then the 15 was Taplow from Slough. 37 to Windsor, of course. 103 to Windsor via Slough, of course. This was the X103. Then the 106, 107 Uxbridge, Slough to Amersham, which I must add is cut back soon. This is now only going as far as Chatham Common from Slough soon. And the 106 Sunday service. And the 583. And then finally another 8:50 timetable. This is when they changed the timing slightly, so it's not that major to note. But yeah, those are all the timetables that I've got in my collection showcasing Carousel services. And the next part is going to be the last part, and this is going to showcase some pictures in my photo collection showcasing Carousel buses.